It should be an absolute crime to undervalue possibly the greatest alchemist at this point. Like, I get opinions, subjective, this, that, and the third, but I know I'm not freaking crazy. The way some people are still, every week I try to say maybe I'm just getting the bad pull of opinions. And I check Reddit, I check other threads, I check outside my comment section, and everyone is legitimately treating this like a 5 out of 10. This show is amazing. I constantly see people misinterpret the slavery angle. The handful of opinions that I saw this week after seeing him dispel their callers and treat them as family, because I'm thinking that's amazing development. Yes, he accepted that for them this was a different thing than his own world, so he was accepting their beliefs. But then after seeing the other hero and him being able to dispel her collar and how good their connection was after, he explained it. And they got this really sweet moment, and people are like, is our MC dumb? Why didn't he try to do that earlier? Sometimes I wonder if we should have media literacy tests before you're allowed to comment on stuff online, because Jesus Christ. One of the best episodes of an isekai I've seen this season, not recency bias, not me overhyping, simply put, I like this show this much, legitimately has become one of the biggest star attractions every week for me to come up here and watch. I hope we get a season 2, because there is so much to the world, and despite the numerous potential love interests, harems in the making that this could have been, really there's only one character I legitimately think's in love with him, that being our elven girl here. It's actually familia. Like, that's what it is. It's a familia bond. And everything about this episode brings it together in such a way, and also they're doing things I don't normally see these isekais do, such as, power corrupts. That's how they usually justify summoned isekai characters being douchebags. Apparently not here. They weren't like that when they initially were brought in. They actually got brainwashed because of some evil bullshit. So why isn't our girl also? Well, she has an affinity to light magic, and apparently because she trained it, she avoided brainwashing. This show is legitimately great, and I'm gonna die on this hill, and I refuse to budge. I know my comment section and my following seemingly enjoy the show quite a bit, but saying that this is an amazing isekai is apparently tomfoolery to the world, but screw it, I'm dying on this damn hill. Of course, if you want to support my work though, see my full thoughts on this greatness, we do got the Patreon, full link at live reactions available exclusively over there if you're so interested. So, a lot of great moments. I'm kind of curious, are we going to update the opening? I know it's the last episode, but we got a seemingly new traveling partner. I figured what they were building into was her giving her slave to him because of how poorly slaves are treated in this other kingdom. No, she ran for her dear life because she wanted out, and I don't blame her in the slightest. The first thing I do want to talk about, though, is the whole slavery thing, because what I really liked, and the last time we talked about it, when the whole thing was like, hey, he tried to break their contracts, right? And they took it as an insult, slap to the face, like, this is what binds us. It's no different than a marriage contract or a job contract. It means something to them. I like how this time he opens up in a different way. He's like, hey, this is initially why I did this, and, I disregarded your feelings. I didn't understand. But I want you to understand we can have something so much better, that we don't need this basically gun pointed to our head. We can have a family. Like, that's what it is. This is a familia bond, and they took it a lot differently this time because, not only did they see what happened with Akane, but also the way he explained it. I thought that was such a touching moment, and I was ready to accept them always being slaves, because I thought what we were building into was, because our new girl was like, hey, I kind of feel left out. They all have this and I don't. I'm like, It's weird, but I kind of get it. No, they all don't have it now. I just thought that was so brilliant. And I think, like, 3 different times now, the whole slavery angle in an isekai has surprised me and subverted my expectations, but they brought it full circle this episode, and I really enjoy that. I do appreciate us learning a lot more about this other kingdom, though, because obviously we have the generically evil douchebags and the one character who's decent, we assume was going to work with us. I love how immediately they get bodied. The one guy says something like, my holy sword, and our boy Irma's just like, that's a generic iron sword, like, what are you talking about? I just thought that was hilarious. The thing I liked the most, though, is the confirmation was they weren't always like this. I really thought they were building into, power corrupts. Turns out, no, like, this woman was brainwashing them. And potentially the whole kingdom's being brainwashed. And unless you have an affinity and a talent with light magic, you probably can't dispel it. False goddess, false kingdom, it's a lot of bullshit. Seemingly what I think they've been implying for a hot minute is that this woman's been preparing summons for a long time, even before our boy was summoned and known of. And what ended up happening was his existence was an excuse to justify the summons that were already in the process of being summoned. Probably this whole thing is for hostile takeovers, evil conquests, and the like. And to be honest, it seems like she's doing a pretty good job, all things considered. Our boy, however, is clearly built different, and he has a good opportunity to stop the ruckus. I also appreciate that he wasn't trying to keep it a secret, and seemingly next episode was when he was going to tell the king and everyone, like, hey, this girl, other kingdom, this is what's going on. Unfortunately, we have a big-ass war that now has approached our doorstep through all the monsters. What's really cool is how, when the heroes were summoned, it caused, like, an influx of, like, mana. So essentially, what was, I don't know, take a random wolf in the forest. Now it's slightly stronger, which doesn't seem like much at face value, but if it's a continuous thing that miasma or mana, whatever it is influencing the general circle of life, well, we can see by the end of the episode what that means. We have hordes of monsters that would normally by themselves be, yeah, deadly in the wrong hands, but, you know, we can take care of it, are now the rumbling, right? Like, it could get very, very bad very quick. The world building, the characterization, and generally the production has all been pretty damn good in this show. It's like, I've seen a lot of isekai shows get really popular over the seasons, or over a season, or over the weeks, and people are like, yeah, I didn't really expect much, but this has collectively impressed. So part of me wonders, like, do I just have shit taste? Because I like all the main popular things. I like things that go under people's radar and people agree, but for some reason this show just, maybe it's because people just really didn't give it a shot in the masses, so the current people who are watching it don't really know what bad isekai is. I don't know, because this is legitimately amazing, and closer to stuff like reincarnated as a slime or reincarnated as an aristocrat for me than it is the generic smartphones of the world. Like, I just don't get how undervalued this show is. I appreciate that the people who come back week after week to watch these videos seemingly at least agree that it's a good show, even if maybe they don't think it's getting closer to amazing territory like I do. But this is great. Not going where I'm expected. I'm dying on the damn hill that this show's amazing. I don't see how you don't see this stuff and, like, you dumb it down to the MC's stupid and forgot he could dispel. Every time he tried to get rid of the contracts, they got mad at him. The anime community sometimes frustrates me, but I like this damn show. I'm so excited for the finale, and I can't wait to see what they do from here. You let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Top Cell, Jean-Philippe, C, Tim Kaine, Dennis Jensen, James Reinhardt, Jaden Connor, Abraham Velquitz, Duncan Godwin, and we also have FBI. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.